Knowing your family history is crucial. Health concerns, and for donor inseminated children, the possibility of marrying their own family. In the last episode, we spoke to Nicole McClendon from Idaho. In this episode, we're about to speak to her half brother, who always prayed for a family, and he's from Toledo, Ohio. James Koch was a typical high school boy. He was athletic, got good grades, and everyone liked him. In sophomore year of high school, his entire world flipped upside down when his mom broke the news. He was donor inseminated.
At the time, it was heartbreaking to find out. It was very hard to take, and I actually had a pretty rough time with it. I don't think there's ever a right time, I guess, to tell somebody. But it was hard on me. And actually, like when she did it, I was playing baseball at the time. I was a sophomore, and I was a really good baseball player. I actually quit playing baseball because at the time that she told me, it was hard for me to put my jersey on and see that last name, knowing that my dad wasn't my dad.
Even though it was hard, nothing changed.
But, going back to my dad, I give my dad all the credit in the world because, he treated me the same, nothing ever changed in our relationship.
His mom visited Dr. Treithel in Detroit, where he used the sperm mixing process on her body. She was also told the donor was a medical student. Fast forward to Koch's adulthood, where his mom gave the idea to take a DNA test on Ancestry.com, where his phone started to blow up with family members.
I'm getting a lot of matches. I don't know what's going on. I think maybe I spit too good in the cup because maybe I messed something up because all these matches are coming up. And there were over 50 close matches at the time to me, and I didn't recognize any of the names or anything. And then we're kind of researching, trying to figure out what's going on. And then I remember shortly right after that, I got a text message from one of my siblings, explaining to me like, "Hey, I'm your sister." And I remember just breaking down, crying, like, really crying in excitement and joy, because I grew up an only child.
Koch is number 53 in the family tree, as Hank Heemsot's child, Dr. Treithel's handyman, who wasn't a medical student. He found out the truth through his siblings' research.
So they did get lied to, and I think pretty much everyone I talked to were told that it was a medical student, and I think he had a ninth grade education, if I'm not mistaken. So, that was quite a shock. But, we do have good genes, because I think he lived well into his 90s.
Koch says although it's a tough situation, it's a blessing in disguise. He always prayed for a big family.
I tell my siblings, I was like, you guys won't believe this, but, back when I was younger, growing up an only child, I used to pray every night to have a brother or sister. And every night that I was praying, I didn't realize all my prayers were coming true.
There's probably like 10 or 11 of the half siblings that I feel pretty close with, and we communicate on a fairly regular basis.
Nicole McClendon and her half brother Koch are close.
We've all got kids and lives and are busy. But the reunions are organized by whichever of the half siblings choose to kind of tackle it and take it on. So that year, the two half siblings who coordinated it were from Tennessee, and kind of just pulled it together and made it happen.
Actually, we had a reunion last year in Nashville, Tennessee, and I actually got to meet quite a few of the siblings. And I remember being so nervous, meeting all these, strangers that I shared DNA with. But, when I met them, it was so cool. It was like we had known each other our whole lives. And it was like looking in the mirror at a lot of them, because a lot of them had the olive skin complexion that I had. And just the facial features and even the personalities, like, we just clicked and got along. It was so cool.
McClendon and Koch are catching up for lost time.
She's the one that was partying in the parking lot at White Castle at midnight with. So, that's our thing. It's funny. So now every time if she goes to White Castle, she'll text me, "Hey, I'm at White Castle. Can't wait to see you next time." So, we can go hang out at White Castle.
Koch tries to become close to most of his new siblings and even says they share the same humor as him. His goal is to continue bonding.
I'm looking forward to the future, hanging out with all my siblings. I mean, we text, all the time, or talk on the phone, or it's such a blessing. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Samana Sheikh, TV reporting.